Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Truth and Power podcast, where I try to tell nothing but the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, yeah. Well, today I want to have a Bible study. I wanted to have a Bible study. Let me share my screen on some current events and just Israelites in general. Okay, Ezekiel 36. Start there. Ezekiel 36, KJV. I need my glasses. Should have my reading glasses. Okay, that'll work, I guess. Sharing. Okay, hopefully everyone can see my screen. And hopefully everyone can hear me as well. You know, I'm logging into Facebook. I don't mind the fact that Zuckerberg can hear me, and I really don't care. Okay, so let me share my live. All right, so that should have worked. Let me go to the live stream. Okay. So now that everyone can see my screen, let's go over how Yah will perform a miracle before our eyes in the heathen's eyes, as well as Yah sanctifying us before the heathen's eyes and taking us out of America. Let's talk about those things first. So I'm on Ezekiel chapter 36, and we will start reading at the beginning of the chapter so we can get the full context and understanding of what the Creator is trying to convey to us. So, Ezekiel chapter 36. And it says, also, you, son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yah, right? Thus saith Yah Elohim, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Right? Your enemy has said that against you. Aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. They took your land. They took your resources. You are the ones the Most High is referring to, the Black Hebrew Israelites. And all Hebrew Israelites are Black. All of us, no matter our complexion, we are all Black. Verse 3 says, therefore, prophesy and say, thus saith Yah Elohim, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, like they have done to our people, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. Right? You're their possession. You're their slave. You are their belonging. You're their belongings. You've been given up to an enslaver. You've been given up to a master, for someone to be over you. This is what you voted for, right? This is what you voted for. Before the 2024 Trump elections, you already voted to be up under your oppressor when you got on those slave ships. When you were put on those slave ships, that's what you voted for. Because we had an election with the Most High, and we decided that we were going to elect the heathen and not our Creator, right? That's what we decided as a people, first of all. Excuse me, first of all. So to sit here and act like this Trump election is something new, that's crazy. The only difference is people are waking up, the light is shining bright, right? Yah is uncovering everything that is going on in the world right now. And now people are panicking. They're panicking. And I understand the panic because it's like we're only human, right? We're only human. We don't know if we personally are going to be spared, right? No one knows for sure if they're going to be spared. Only Yah, the Most High, knows who the elect are, right? Only the Most High knows that. We don't have that knowledge. We have the knowledge of the Creator. We have the knowledge of mankind. Well, we don't have the knowledge of the Creator. Let me take that back. We know about the Creator, I should say. We know about the Creator, right? We have the knowledge of mankind here on earth. But we do not know who the remnant is. We have a description of the remnant in the word, but who's to say that you won't still be affected by what is happening in the United States of America as a Hebrew Israelite? That in some way, shape, or form. Who's to say that you won't die? Who's to say that, right? Because even the righteous perish. The righteous perish. The righteous perish. Sorry, y'all. The righteous perish, right? And no man considers, right? So, especially when we have families, we have children, who would want to keep their child in the midst of danger, in their right mind? Who? And I'm not saying that we should be panicking as Hebrews, but I am saying that we should consider. I am saying that, you know, the Most High might be giving you this opportunity to really get it together and find a way out of the land of your oppression before the fire comes. Before the fire comes, because we know the fire is coming, right? The fire is coming. But do we have to run? Do we have to run? No, we don't have to run. So let's continue with Ezekiel chapter 36. I am on verse 3. So therefore, prophecy or prophesy, sorry, and say, "Thus saith Yah Elohim, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, the heathen, right? That you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and you are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people." We are an infamy of the people, right? We are uh, a proverb. We're a byword. We are that tale that everyone tells their children. Don't end up like the Negroes. Don't end up like them. Use them for what you can use them for, but do not end up down at the bottom like them. You want to stay high above the Hebrews. That's what they tell their children, right? Verse 4 says, "Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of Yah Elohim. Thus saith Yah Elohim to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about." So the Most High is saying, tell this to the mountains, to the hills, to the rivers, to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that were forgotten. That would be us. We were the cities that were forgotten because we forgot where we came from. We forgot who we are, our heritage, our lineage, our blessing and our curse. We forgot that as a people. Our names, our laws, our nation, our government. We forgot those things. Those have been forgotten. Our cities have been forgotten. We are no longer in remembrance. So, verse 5 says, "Therefore, thus saith Yah Elohim, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, Edom, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey." So we see that all of that land that's being occupied over there right now, uh, Gaza, Palestine, Israel, uh, uh, Lebanon, uh, Syria, the Middle East, all of those places. Iran, all of those desolate places, right, that they inhabit, because that used to be, that whole portion over there was our land. But you can see it's now a waste, it's a desert. That was our land. They try to tell us that little strip of Israel. No, that's just what the heathen went over there and did because they panicked about the awakening of the Hebrews. That's what they established. But that whole area, that was our land. Because now, as you can see, it has been divided between the heathens. The residue of the heathen, Edom, they appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. Verse 6 says, prophesy, therefore, concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, thus saith Yah Elohim, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because you have borne the shame of the heathen. So we totally have turned from our ways to the ways of the heathen. We've turned to the ways of the heathen. And this is why we are going through what we're going through right now. Excuse me, I got some water. All right, that's better. Okay. So, verse 7 or verse 8. No, verse 7. Because after the Most High tells us, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because you have borne the shame of the heathen. We have borne the shame of the heathen, their shame. And that is why they like to have us around. This is why they love having Black people in their vicinity. It's because we bear their shame. We have taken on their burden. Like, duh. We bear the shame of the heathen. Does that make sense? We bear their shame. So I just hold on one second. Mm, okay, so I'm not gonna be able to do that. Okay. All right. So like I was saying, we bear their shame. They love having Blacks around, Hebrews around, because we make them feel better about themselves. We make them feel better about their sins. They feel good when we're around because they don't have to feel guilt. They don't have to feel ashamed. They don't have to feel those things when you're around because you are a Hebrew Israelite. And having a Hebrew Israelite around to bear someone else's shame is their blessing in their mind. That is their blessing. Even though the Most High already told you in the beginning, those who curse you shall be cursed, and those who bless you shall be blessed. They didn't consider that. And the word tells us that. They did not consider that. Right? They did not consider that. Right? I am learning this word just like all of us are learning this word. And the more I learn, I tell you, the more it just takes my mind away because it's so real. This is our reality. This is our history. This is our then, this is our now, and this is our will be. That's what the word is to us as Hebrew Israelites. And if you just stick with the word, you can understand that this is who we are. This is who we are as a people. This is our history. Just like every nation has its history. No matter if a man wrote the book, a man has written every book you've read. I don't know of anything else in this world that writes, but man, we write. We need to write things down so that we can understand. We've had it's symbolism since the beginning. We've had hieroglyphs, ways to tell our story that so that every generation can understand. Because we are human, so we have to have written documentation. We have to have documentation, records. We have to keep those things because we're not all knowing, right? We learn something new every day. And if not every day, all the time. Because some people don't like knowledge. But it's just mind blowing, mind boggling. Get into the understanding and the history of who you are. It gets very mind boggling. So, yes, in verse 7, the heathens, they're around you because they want you to bear their shame, make them feel better about themselves, right? And then verse 8 says, "But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches. You shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come." So you see all of these strange things happening in the earth. You see what they call climate change, which I believe climate change is a good thing because the Most High is in control of the climate. And so why would it be bad? I mean, it's a horrible, terrible thing for those of us who are continuing to live in our wickedness. But for those of us who have turned to living the right way and trying to live right, the best way that we can, whether we live or die, is in the hands of our Creator. And so we don't really have to panic. We don't really have to panic for what's to come. Prepare, of course, but we don't have to panic. Right? So then we go to verse 9, and it says, "For behold, I am for you, and I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown." So the Most High is telling us that that desolate land will be tilled and sown. Whether it's going to be on this earth or the Most High is making a totally new earth as described in Isaiah 24, right? Hopefully, we all get to see that place. Hopefully. I want to see it. And if I don't, well, praise the Most High. Praise Yah, right? So It goes on to say in verse 10, and I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it. And the cities shall be inhabited, and the wastes shall be builded. The Most High tells us that the Most High is going to multiply humans on the desolate places of Israel, right? All of it. And the city shall be inhabited, and the wastes shall be builded. Hold on one moment. All right. Sorry about that. So verse 11 says, and I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit, and I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings, and you shall know that I am Yah. Verse 12 says, yeah, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Israel, and they shall possess you, and you shall be their inheritance, and you shall no more henceforth bereave them of men. So, see, the Most High already tells us, because it's so interesting when you read about how the Most High tells us He's not going to destroy Israel. He's not going to destroy uh, the land completely. He's going to preserve the land. The Most High is going to preserve the land. It's not going to miss its Sabbaths or any of that. So, just because the earth, this whole earth, may get destroyed completely and the Most High would make a new earth, the Most High has the ability to remove our land and put it on the new earth. Have you thought about that? That is like a miracle, right? Because the Most High is not a liar. The Most High is not a liar. So we look at how can and you know it's symbolic it's figurative at the same time it's literal, right? That's how the Most High talks to us because the Most High is way deeper than us. So the Most High means exactly what the Most High says. So the only way I can see a new earth being created and us being able to walk on our old estates at the same time would be that the Most High can remove our land from this earth and put it on the new earth and establish the fifth kingdom on the new earth. So let's go to verse 12. Hopefully, I can find a verse to actually back that up. Now, that would be interesting. On verse 12, it says, yeah, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Israel, and they shall possess you, and you shall be their inheritance, and you shall no more henceforth bereave them of men. Thus saith Yah Elohim, because they say unto you, you land devoured up men, your land devoured up men, and has bereaved your nations. Therefore, you shall devour men no more, neither bereave your nations any more, saith Yah Elohim. Neither will I cause men to hear in you the shame of the heathen any more. Neither shall you bear the reproach of the people any more. neither shall you cause your nations to fall any more, saith Yah Elohim. Verse 16 says, Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their doings. Their way was before me as the uncleanness of a removed woman. Verse 18 says, Wherefore I poured my fury unto them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they had polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries. According to their way and according to their doings I judged them. And when they entered unto the heathen where they went, they profaned my holy name, when they said to them, These are the people of Yah, and are gone forth out of his land. The heathens profaned the Most High's holy name when they said, These are the people of Yah, and are gone forth out of his land. So before, any of this chattel slavery, any of our history in the Americas and the four corners, all four corners of the earth, they all were aware. This cult, the powers that be, they were already one consent. They all understood the assignment, all of them, because they all were introduced to the new slaves, the people of Yah. The slaves from all over they're going to be slaves all over the earth. Yeah. All over the earth. We got to tell y'all about this. The Hebrews. They're very low now. And hold on one second. Okay. So they knew who we were. They knew exactly who we were before we got here, right? That's not a secret. Verse 21 says, But I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen where they went. So you see, the Most High is like a parent to us, right? Our name represents the Most High. And so when you're doing things against your parent and their household, you're profaning their name. Like, you are disrespecting, dishonoring your parents, dishonoring your household, right? And so with us being the representatives, being the representatives and being the representation of holiness, we profaned it by allowing foolishness and wickedness in the midst of our people to this day. And so the Most High, however, in verse 21, but I had pity for my holy name. You see, the Most High is powerful, but the Most High also has feelings. The Most High also has feelings. That's why we were made in the image of the Creator, so we can understand those feelings. We can understand feelings. We might not know everything, But we know enough to understand feelings. You learn about that as a kid, it's innate. That's the one thing that is innate, feelings. We feel, the Creator feels. The Most High had pity for the Most High's holy name, for the household name, for the family name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen where they went. Yeah, we profaned the name. The heathens profane the name. Everybody's profaning the name of the Elohim. Okay, so verse 22 says, "Therefore say unto the house of Israel, Thus saith Yah Elohim, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which you have profaned among the heathen where you went." We have profaned the name. We have to take responsibility for that. We have to take responsibility for profaning the name of the Elohim. It's like, you know, you go and you watch some of these documentaries and these videos with our people in these poverty stricken communities, and you see the heathen going in there and they're asking them, what's your name? So what gang are you affiliated with? Right? Asking them who are you? Who are you known as? AKA who? And then our people sit up there and actually tell them these silly names. The heathen knowing that you're Hebrew Israelites. And you sit up there and we continue to live in this foolishness. Verse 23 says, "And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them." We're guilty. We are guilty. As a people, we are very guilty. "And the heathen shall know that I am Yah, saith Yah Elohim, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes." So the Most High is showing the world a great miracle, a great miracle. And the Most High is not doing it for us. The Most High is doing it because the Most High is not a liar. Period. Verse 24 says, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land." The Most High said the Most High is going to bring us out of our countries into our own land. before the heathen's eyes. So that's just like watching when the Most High parted the sea for the people of Israel to flee Pharaoh out of the land of Egypt. It's a miracle. Mm. Verse 25 says, "Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you." The Most High is going to sprinkle clean water upon us, and we shall be clean from all our filthiness. So we're not taking this burden with us. We're not taking this shame with us when we go back home. We're not taking it with us. We're dropping it. We're cleansing ourselves. The Most High is cleansing us. We are healing because the Most High is going to perform this miracle. And verse 26 says, "A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh." Wow. We need new hearts. That's how destroyed we are in all of the places we've been scattered. We need new hearts. That is very sad. Verse 27 says, "And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them." Now that's given life. When the Most High gives you the Most High Spirit, that is the blessing of life. That's the blessing of life. That is a miracle to have a spirit of the one who created you. In verse 28, and it's a blessing. Verse 28 says, "And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your Elohim." And in verse 29, it says, "I will also save you from all your uncleanness, and I will give, and I will call for the corn and will increase it and lay no famine upon you." Just an abundance, having an abundance, not having to worry about, am I going to be able to pay for this meal for my family? And the prices of eggs and produce and all the food going up, and it's not genetically modified food. And it's yours, and everyone's going to want some of your food because they know how pure it is. They know how good it is. They're going to want to barter with you in exchange with you, in trade with you. Verse 30 says, "And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and increase the increase of the field, that ye shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Then shall you remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations." So the Most High already told us. The Most High is not doing this for us, but for the Creator's namesake, holy namesake. So when you get there, you're not going to be feeling all, oh, sunshine, happy, and butterflies, right? You will remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good. And you shall hate yourselves in your own sight. Excuse me. In your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. So we're not going to be feeling like we're on top of the world. You're going to be very humble, including the men and women. We're both going to be very humble. None of us are going to be feeling ourselves like we think. We're going to get over there. It's a party. It's a celebration. Yeah. Whoa. That might come later. But when you first get there, you're going to be feeling shame, hate for yourself, because you know you don't deserve what's being given to you. We know that. We don't deserve it for all of the things we've done and we're continuing to do, and we're not trying to change. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. We're not trying to change. So, do we deserve the great blessings that the Most High has? Of course not. Then you go to verse 32, and it says, "For not for your sakes do I this." Most High is letting you know that. I don't want you to forget this. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this because of the holy name of Yah, the holy name of the Creator, the fact that the Creator is not a liar and shall perform all the things the Creator said the Creator will perform and do and will. Verse 33, well, let me finish verse 32. "Not for your sakes do I this, thus saith Yah, or saith Yah. Um, be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel." We should be. We should be ashamed. We should be ashamed of ourselves. Verse 33 says, "Thus saith Yah Elohim, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the wastes shall be builded." Verse 34 says, and the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. Verse 35. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and the desolate and the ruined places are become fenced and are inhabited. Verse 36. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I, Yah, build the ruined places and plant that was desolate. I, Yah, have spoken it, and I will do it. Thus saith Yah Elohim, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Israel, to do it for them. I will increase them with men like a flock. As the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feasts, so shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am Yah. So then we go to Jeremiah 5. Jeremiah 5. So I know we do get a lot of questions from our people asking why the Most High has done all these things to us. Why did the Most High scatter us to the four corners? They already passed the curses of Deuteronomy. They want to know why. Why would the Most High do this? Right? Why is the Most High doing all of this at all? And in Jeremiah 5:19, it tells us, or let's start at 18. It says, nevertheless, in those days, saith Yah, I will not make a full end with you. And it shall come to pass when you shall say, wherefore does Yah our Elohim all these things? Wherefore doeth Yah our Elohim all these things unto us? Then shall you answer them, like as you have forsaken me and served strange gods in your land, so shall you serve strangers in the land that is not yours. So if you want to replace your creator with men, you can do that. That is an option. The Most High let you know that's an option, but it's an option that leads to death because man is very destructive. So if you want to let the patriarchy rule over you, right? The patriarchy is just the kingdom of men. That's what it is. And if you want them to rule over you as a man, that is an option. Or if you want to live in, let me see. Let's learn a word together. If you want to live in a divine hierarchy, because that is exactly what our government would be, a divine hierarchy and not a patriarchy. If you want to live in that, then you have to come out of the nations that you are scattered in. You have to turn from the ways of the heathen that you've learned, and you have to turn to the ways of the Creator, because that's the only way to have a divine hierarchy. A divine hierarchy is higher than any earthly government or setup. And that is why we have been stagnated in our growth. It's because we have been living in a patriarchy all this time. It's the government of men, the government of man. And a lot of people don't want to grow past that. They want to keep that. And it's a problem because truth is not just in men, truth is in all of the Hebrews, it's in all of us, including our children. Truth is in all of us. So to sit there and pick and choose, well, I want this man to rule over me, and I want that man to rule over me, and this man and that man, even in our households, it's like we have no order, we have no structure, no real true balance of power and structure with our people. And the Most High told us that we wouldn't, because we're going to be in an unfair land whose laws are not right. And so it's not balanced. Again, there's that balance. When we don't have balance, we don't have understanding like we think we do. We don't. We have to have balance in our nation. Don't you know you can't listen to groups of heathen men when it comes to rulership because they have never ruled in righteousness? You cannot listen to them when it comes to rulership. Listen, especially as a Hebrew man. As a Hebrew man, you have to get your knowledge from the divine. You can't get your knowledge from man. I mean, you get knowledge from man so that you can understand man, you know man, but your wisdom and your understanding, your spirit should come from the divine, as with the women. All of that should come from the divine. So we shouldn't have one gender trying to raise up and rise up over the other. We should have balance. We have to have balance. That's the only way we can be yoked evenly, right? Doesn't that make sense? That's the only way we can see eye to eye, right? So we go to verse 20. So in verse 19, Most High tells us, you want to serve strange gods, idols made by other men in their uh, in our land, right? We want to do the same things that the heathens do. We want to copy them, bring back their ways, their practices, their laws. Oh yeah, over there in their territory, they can do anything they want and have to suffer no consequences. And that's exactly what we desire. That's exactly what we want. We don't want to have to, because the things I saw them doing over there, man, if we could do that too, we'd be on top of the world. But you're already on top of the world. What are you talking about? The chosen, the Hebrew Israelites, the laws that we had or have kept us grounded, kept us balanced, kept us close with our source. And we wanted to give that up to go be with, to integrate, basically. We wanted to go integrate. Just like here in America, we want to go integrate. That's how our people are. It's like our people's MO. Let's go and integrate. Let's go join them. Let's go join the enemy. Let's join ranks with them. And we don't have to, you know, follow those holy laws. Nobody can follow any of those laws. Well, how about building your own nation for a start? Because if you built your own nation, you can do what you want to do, including follow your laws. But as long as you want to be up under the heathens, as long as you want to be integrated, well, yeah, you're going to make it harder for yourself because their ways are not your ways. Duh. I think we all know this, right? But verse 20 says, "Declare this in the house of Jacob and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not. Fear you not me, saith Yah. Will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, and it cannot pass it?" Why would you not fear your creator? A lot of people say, "Why would you fear your creator?" And I'm like, why would you not fear your creator? You fear other things. You fear zombies, which we haven't seen ever. None of us have ever seen a zombie, but you have people that are actually scared of zombies. Something dead coming up out of the grave and chasing them. We've never seen vampires, but you have people afraid of vampires. We've never seen ghosts, but I can't name a person who I know for a fact has ever seen a ghost. Maybe hallucinated because they were on something. I've never seen a ghost. I've heard strange noises, but that doesn't make me afraid. It puts me on alert, but it doesn't make me afraid. It's like, man, but the evil things that we have seen, man, and all of those things, we fear them too. We fear them too. We fear man. Men fear men. And want to ask a silly question like, why would I fear God? Why would God want me to fear God? Well, you're fearing everything else on the planet around you that didn't even create you. Because everyone has a fear, even if it's not God. Which I think is silly. Because why would you fear something that is on the same level as you right here on the earth? More than you fear God. People fear the devil, but I've never seen this red demon with two horns and a pitchfork. But they fear Satan more than they fear God, especially in Christianity. So, anyways, in verse 22, it says, "Fear you not me, saith Yah? Will you not tremble at my presence, which have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail? Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it?" So you're not going to fear the one who put a barrier between you and all the ocean on the planet. And this creator that created this can take that barrier down like the levees in New Orleans. Take those barriers down so that the ocean covers the whole earth, like what happened during the flood, right? We're not going to fear that, but we're going to fear all these other things. We're going to even fear the idols of other nations. How does this even make any sense? But how simple minded we are as men. This is how simple minded we are. Verse 23 says, But this people, Shabbat Shalom, but this people has a revolting and rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, Let us now fear Yah, our Creator, that gives rain, both the former and the latter, in his season. The Most High reserves unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest, so we don't starve. The Most High can do so many things to just kill us right now, all of us on the planet. The Most High can take all of the oxygen off of the planet. But you're not going to fear that. Your iniquities, verse 25, have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you. For among my people are found wicked men. We can tell, even looking at today. It's not a secret. It's not a surprise. It's not a mystery. We have a very wicked people within us. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that sets snares. They set a trap. They catch men. The cage is full of birds. So are their houses full of deceit. Therefore, they are become great, waxen rich. They are waxen fat. They shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge? We did the same. We did this before this Trump administration. They trying to be like us. We been doing this. Waxing rich, become great, waxing fat, overpassing the deeds of the wicked. You ain't judging righteously. They judge not the cause of the fatherless. You ain't defending the poor and the fatherless, yet you prosper. What that sound like? That sound like what we going through right here in the USA. But we did it first. What goes around comes around. We did it to our own people, and we continue to do it to our own people, and we don't stop, because even at the bottom in the land of our captivity, we are still oppressing each other as a people. We haven't stopped that yet. Verse 29 says, Shall I not visit for these things, saith Yah? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? A wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. And my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof? We loved to do this. We do it today. We like to floss on each other. We like to say, oh, I got this and you ain't got that. Aha, bullying each other. We love doing that. Have to have the latest this, the latest that, and then go out and show it off to the ones who can't get it or don't have it. We love to do that instead of helping each other as a people. We love to oppress each other and bring others within us down and wonder why we can't rise up as a people. This is the crabs in the barrel mentality. We've always been like this. We have always been like this. And that is very sad. And now we're here, the lowest of the low, and wondering why we're in this predicament. Why would God do this to us? Why? Because the Most High wants you to remember your ways. Because we've always been this type of people. You need to remember, recall back when you had it all, and go back to that, and let's do a replay. Just show you who you are and what you've been doing all this time and why you ended up in this situation in the first place. Because we were doing all this stuff before the heathen. That's why the heathen, is really irrelevant, honestly. We can talk about the heathen because we're right here and we know the things that we see right here in our faces because we right around the heathen. But at the end of the day, the heathen is more of a distraction of anything because you're supposed to be trying to get right with the Elohim, with your creator, with the Most High. Yeah, the heathen's doing what the heathen does, and the heathen's going to end up bearing their shame. Yeah, the heathen's going to get it. But you're treating the heathen more important than the Most High. The heathen is not as important as your creator. Come on, people. They're just people. They're just men. They're just men. They're not important at all, really. We can talk about what's happening because we're right here. We can talk about current events. There's nothing wrong with knowing what's happening around you and being situationally aware. But for this to be our top priority, for all of our people to just be talking about politics in the lands of their enslavement is really distracting, because we really are we supposed to been gotten down to business talking about black businesses and supporting black businesses. I mean, it's never too late. It's never too it might be too late in the US because it's not going to be around much longer, but it's definitely not too late to support each other as black people. It's not too late to help each other. It's not too late to help your brother or your sister up and give them a helping hand, a shoulder to lean on sometimes or cry on, and vice versa. It's not too late for that. It's really not. It's never too late for that. But, you know, we can continue fighting each other and trying to hold each other down and all the things that we do. Or we can come out of her, Babylon. We can come out of this evil place, and we can start to turn back to our ways. We can do that too. We can do that too. It's never too late to work on us as a people and stop all of our evil ways towards one another. It is never too late for that. So, I'm just looking over some more verses. Um, let's go to Isaiah 40. Yeah, let's go to Isaiah 40. Okay, so Isaiah 40 and verse 1 talks about the Most High and how the Most High will gather us together as a nation. So, comfort ye, my people, saith Yah, saith your Creator. Speak you comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned. For she has received of Yah's hand double for all her sins. The voice of him that cries in the wilderness, prepare you the way of Yah, make straight in the desert a highway for our Creator. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of Yah shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. Isn't this what we just read in Ezekiel 36? Right? That the Most High is going to do this before everyone's eyes, the whole world. Did we not just read that? Right? For the mouth of Yah has spoken it. Verse 6. The voice said, cry. And he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all the goodliness thereof is as the flower of the field. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of Yah blows upon it. Surely the people is grass. Excuse me. Verse 8. The grass withereth, the flower fades, but the word of our Creator shall stand forever. Is that not true? Because we've been seeing this thus far. Everything that the Creator speaks is true. Everything that's written in our history is true. Everything that's in the Hebrew history has happened. You know, they said the world was going to end 2012 based off of the Mayan calendar. But so far, the consistency is showing in what they call the Bible. It continues. But see, they don't want to talk about that because they don't want people to be aware of what's really happening. It's deeper than any of us could ever explain. In verse 9, it says, O Zion, that brings good tidings, get thee up into the high mountains, O Jerusalem, that brings good tidings. Lift up your voice with strength. Lift it up. Be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your Elohim. Behold, Yah Elohim will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, the Most High's reward is with the Most High, and the Most High's work before the Most High. He shall feed his flocks like a shepherd. The Most High shall gather the lambs with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of the Creator's hand? Or, I'm sorry, in his hand. Who has measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out heaven with the span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure? and weighed the mountains in scales and the hills in a balance. Because certainly it wasn't a man, right? The Most High is just making sure that you know, the Most High is ensuring that you know a man did not do this. This was the work of a creator. This was the work of a God. This is the work of someone and something bigger and larger than any of us could ever imagine. Verse 13 says, "Who has directed the spirit of Yah, or being his counselor, has taught the Creator?" Who has done that? Who directed the spirit of the Creator? Can we answer that? Because we can talk about who directed our spirit, but can we talk about who directed the spirit of the Creator? Or being his counselor, who has taught the Most High? Can we answer that? I don't believe so. I know we can't answer that, right? In verse 14, with whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. As I was just, the Most High is letting you know, men really don't matter. We mean nothing. We mean absolutely nothing. A drop in the bucket. Behold, the nations are as a drop of the bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he takes up the isles as a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity. To whom will you liken God? To whom will you liken the Creator? To whom will you liken the Most High? To whom will you liken Yah? Whom? Who is like the Creator? Who? You can't name not one person, place, or thing that is like the Creator at all. You can't compare or contrast anything or anyone to the Creator. You cannot. You can't find an op for the Most High, an opposite, opposition. There is no equal to the Most High in any way. Or what likeness will you compare unto the Most High? What likeness? See, we were made in the likeness of the Creator, but who was the Creator made in the likeness of? Was the Creator even made? Can you answer that? Can you answer that? Because I know the Creator always has been. In verse 19, the workman melts a graven image, and the goldsmith spreads it over with gold and casts silver chains. We have to make these things, these graven images that are not God, that are not what created you, because it makes you feel more powerful when you feel like you're a creator. Instead of just being one with your source, you want to be like God. You want to create things. That's the heart of a man. They put that on Eve. But you don't see women running around majority of the time with huge egos trying to be like God, trying to get someone to submit to them and to bow down to them. You don't see women doing that in large numbers. That's a male trait. You see men doing that. And you see men, it's very obvious that they want to be like God. They want to create something. They want to create something so they can feel like God. That's why a lot of them are jealous of the female reproductive system. You have a lot of them that are jealous because they know women can produce life. We can't create life as women, we can produce it. And the Most High made the woman to do that, to bring forth more life. And that's not a problem. It shouldn't be. We're all here together to work together as humans. We're not here to fight each other because we need each other. That's very strange for us to want to turn on each other when we were made together, male and female, right? In Genesis 1. So, no, we should not want to be like God, be like the Creator. We should not want that. Why should we want something like that? You don't understand everything that comes with being the Creator. Why would you want that burden or responsibility? You can't even hardly carry the burden of the heathen and the shame of the heathen. And they're just men. But you want to carry the burden of God, the Creator. You don't even know what you're asking for. It's kind of like a slow child. You don't know that that's what you want. So in verse 19, it says, "The workman melts a graven image, and the goldsmith spreads it over with gold and casts silver chains." Verse 20, "He that is so impoverished that he has no oblation chooses a tree that will not rot. He seeks unto him a cunning workman." This is the Most High watching you in your foolishness. "He that is so impoverished that he has no oblation." See, you're poor already. He chooses a tree that will not rot. He seeks unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. So you're super impoverished and you don't have anything, yet you're picking up trees out of the forest so that you can do heathenistic rituals, maybe to obtain some prosperity. I don't know. Which doesn't make sense. In verse 21, "Have you not known? Have you not heard? Has it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? Is it he that sits upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretch out the heavens as a curtain, and spreads them out as a tent to dwell in?" That's the best analogy that can be given to us about what we look like on this earth to the Creator. The inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers. The Creator stretches out the heavens as a curtain and spreads them out as a tent to dwell in. That's how small it is to the Creator. But for us, it's a very huge thing, right? Very huge. Because we are that small. And we mean that much. Right? Verse 23, "That brings the princes to nothing. He makes the judges of the earth as vanity." Yeah, they shall not be planted. Yeah, they shall not be sown. Yeah, their stock shall not take root in the earth. And he shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble, because we all die here on this planet. We all die, wither away, fade away. That's one thing we're all going to do for a fact, for sure. We're all going to die someday. We know that. So when you're living in reality, you start to understand, oh, maybe I should, be doing my part if I want to live a happy life. Maybe I should be doing the things that the Creator said are necessary in order to flourish on this planet. That would make sense. Verse 25 says, "To whom then will you liken me? Or who shall I be equal, saith the Holy One? Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who has created these things, that brings out their host by number? He calls them all by name. He calls them all by names, by the greatness of his might. For that the Most High is strong in power, not one fails." So just look up for a second. Look up, just like that movie. Look up. Lift up your eyes on high. Behold, who has created all of these things that you see? Who has created these things? Look at all these things around you. Who, and not the even if you're just sitting somewhere in your house, right? Look around, and all the things that you see would not be possible had the Creator not made these things for you so that you can use them to build. The Most High created all of these things. The Most High, the Creator, did everything you see. Nothing is man made. Nothing is man made. Maybe replicated, but not man made, because no man can make anything. No one can create anything. Only the Most High can create things. We can replicate things. We can restructure things. But we cannot create things. Everything that you think you're creating was already here. You're just restructuring, building upon what was already here, producing what was already here, what's already in us. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who has created these things, that bring out their host by number. He calls them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that the Most High is strong in power, that not one fails. Why sayest you, in verse 27, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel, my way is hid from Yah, and my judgment is not passed over from my Elohim, my Creator? Have you not known? Have you not heard that the everlasting Creator, the Most High Yah, the Creator of the ends of the earth, faint not, neither is weary? There is no searching of the Most High's understanding. There is no searching of the Most High's understanding, because you could never understand it. You could never understand it. You're not on that level to understand. You are not a creator. You are the creation. Just like AI could never truly understand us because it's not alive, it can only regurgitate what it was programmed to regurgitate. That's all we can do. We can never understand what created us. In verse 29, he gives power to the faint, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. And then verse 31, but they that wait upon the Creator shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So ultimately, those who understand that the Creator is the one in charge of all of these things will be the ones that the Most High will ultimately gather together. And to rise back up, because that's the structure that the Creator intended for this planet. You're not going to survive on this planet if you go against the natural order of things. That just makes sense. If you have something that's not working out in your experiment or your project, you are going to get rid of it because it is hindering the growth and progression of what you have created, what you set up. It is in the way, and it needs to be taken out and removed from the process. You don't want something tainting your project, what you created. Now, unless you're trying to completely destroy your entire creation, which the Most High said the Most High is not doing, the Creator is not doing that, not making us, not destroying us completely, right? Then the Most High is making adjustments to the creation. And those adjustments would be taking out what doesn't belong, removing those things that don't belong and cleaning it up. That makes sense. So, I mean, we look at it like from like a religious perspective because we're taught religion, and religion is something that man decided was the best way to teach and program others, because man wants people to fear man instead of the true and living Creator. Yeah, we have to just understand that it's not as spooky and mysterious as man will have you think it is. It's actually very upfront, straightforward, direct, and understandable when you just look at it through the eyes of the creation and not look at it through the eyes of an inflated man. And you start to understand and accept certain things are the way they are because of our own doings. So let me see if I can find some more relevant verses. Okay, so again, just to reiterate that Yah is not a liar, the Most High is not a liar in 2 Kings 13. 2 Kings 13 and verse 23. Let's turn to 22. And it says, But Hazael, king of Syria, oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. And verse 23, it says, And Yah was gracious unto them, and had compassion on them, and had respect unto them, because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them, neither cast he them from his presence as yet. The Most High has not done this. The Most High has always had compassion on us as a people, because of the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Most High is not a liar, not a man that he should lie. So, again, all of these things are happening and will continue to happen because the Most High is not a liar. The Most High will do all the things the Most High has said the Most High will do. And that makes sense because there's no reason for a creator to lie to you. Who are you? You're the creation. There is no reason for the Most High to lie to you. What would the Most High get out of lying to men? Simple-minded men. What would the Most High get out of that? Out of lying to you? We can't give a real straightforward answer for that. Just a bunch of what ifs. But if, you can't really give a straightforward answer and say, I know that the Most High is like this, or like we have no understanding of the Most High. So how can you explain what the Most High would do when you don't even have the understanding of the Creator? And if the Most High is telling you that's what it is, then that's what it is. And we have a hard time just accepting that. We want to look at ourselves like we're bigger than what created us. Like our don't stink. We just walking around like, you want to believe that? You think that's real? Well, I do what I want to do. I live my life how I want. But then you can't explain to me why you're here on this earth, which is really funny to me because it's like you can't explain why you're doing the daily routines that you do every day. You wake up, you go do your routine every day. And the days that you're not doing your routine, you go to sleep and rest. So you can power back up and do it again. Okay, who are you? What are you? What were you made from? Why were you put on this planet? What made this planet? What is the purpose of this planet? What is the purpose of you? I mean, you can't name any of those things. How did everything around you get here? How did you get here? How did the first people get here? Like you can only guess by searching the earth. Oh, we found these fossils. We found this, we found that. But can you put together a coherent explanation for all of these things? Or do you need something higher up to explain these things to you because you weren't dropped down here with the blueprint? You were dropped down here with the manual. and you're trying to make a blueprint out of the manual that was given to you by forming a patriarchy instead of a divine hierarchy, which was already in the manual. The divine hierarchy was in the manual. There was nothing about a patriarchy in the manual at all. The patriarchy was added to the manual. So instead of going by the divine hierarchy, you took the divine hierarchy out and replaced it with man in the place of God. And that's what religion is. That's what the system is. That's what people are going by. All around the world, they're going by the patriarchy, the kingdom of men. And we're not going by the divine hierarchy. See, when the Most High gave Jacob the divine hierarchy, that divine hierarchy was supposed to be spread all over the world to all of the nations so that the world could progress. That was our opportunity to be progressive in the world, when we were supposed to spread the divine hierarchy. But instead, we traded that in for the patriarchy because it looked like it, benefited man more. It served man more than it served the Creator in the world, really. So, yeah, the Most High is not a liar. The Most High will reestablish what was supposed to be established in the beginning. Because we are just the creation, we're not the Creator. And there's no way that we can stop the Creator and what's to come. You can't stop what you call climate change, global warming. You can't stop any of that. None of that can be stopped because you didn't create it. You can build all your gadgets that you want to build, but there's no way that you're going to stop the Creator. Your gadgets are like sand castles. Your buildings are like sand castles and snow. Your weapons are like sand castles. It's like sand. It's nothing to the Creator. It's everything that the Creator put here for you, that the Creator created, and you could use. What's so hard to understand about that? You cannot defeat what created you. You cannot become what created you. You cannot do the same things of the Creator that created you. You have no knowledge or understanding of the Creator, no wisdom of the Creator. So when we sit here and try to put the power in our own hands and say, oh, I have power within me, and doing the little rituals and rubbing your hands together and buying stones and things that the heathens do. All of the power is in me. Like, come on. Stones, really? Sand. Now, I'm not saying that the Most High cannot put things here for you as resources to connect to a higher source, to the higher source, to the Creator. But it's never going to be something that you can take from the Creator. You can't steal the Creator's power. The Creator willingly gives power to those the Most High wants to give power to. Period. There's no way that you can take it. You can't steal it. You can't borrow it, barter with it. It's something that the Creator gives to who the Most High sees fit, period, at the time. Everything that you do when you're on this planet and you look at it like it's so powerful, even though it's all built by man, everything that's in the system, everything that they call success, everything that they call accomplishments and talent and all those things, it was made up by man. Like made up, not created, just imagined. Imagined things that come from the imaginations of men. And imagination was given to you by the Creator. You can imagine things because the Creator put those imaginations in you. You can have imaginations. You have the ability to have imaginations, which was already in you. So even that is not unique. So just because you feel like you have lived out your imagination doesn't mean that you're powerful. Still doesn't give you power. The Most High's power is divine. It's something that is not of this place, not of our space. It's not on our level. It's higher than us. It's higher than all of us. It's not something that was created by man. It's something that can be utilized by man, depending on who is in power at that time. I'm going to read Jeremiah chapter 15. Jeremiah 15 and verse 1 says, Then said Yah unto me, Though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto you, Where shall we go forth? Then you shall tell them, Thus saith Yah, such as are for death, to death, such as are for the sword, to the sword, and such as are for the famine, to the famine, and such as are for the captivity, to the captivity. So this is the beginning of our fall. That's our fall from grace. And verse 3 says, And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yah, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth, to devour and destroy. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth, because of Manasseh, the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem. For who shall have pity upon you, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan you? Or who shall go aside to ask how you do? So the Most High already told you that you're not going to have any type of reconciliation with the heathens that you've been scattered in the midst of. You're never going to have a moment where you all hold hands together and integrate and just become one loving big nation with the heathens over you and you beneath the heathen. And we can all just be one big happy family. Who shall have pity upon you? Because I don't see anybody stepping up for black people at all. Who? Who shall have pity for you? Isn't this what our people complain about all the time? O Jerusalem. Or who shall bemoan you? Who? Who's going to miss you? Who's going to cry out to you? Who's going to cry for you? Who's going to be there for you? Right? Who's going to beg for you? Or who shall go aside to ask how you do? Who? What nation do you know of cares so much about our people? Who? I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone on this planet that just loves the black nation so much that they have represented them like Ben Crump and just, I'm a representative for this people. I want to help these people out. I want to fight for these people, express my grief and sorrow and just beg for these people. Who has dedicated their life to doing that for us as a people? Our own people haven't really even done that as a whole. So now we go on to verse 6. You have forsaken me, saith Yah. You are gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against you and destroy you. I am weary with repenting. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they return not from their ways. So the Creator is destroying you because you're not getting with the program. You're getting with man's program. You're getting with man's program for sure, but you're not getting with the divine hierarchy. You're not getting with that program, the program that progresses all things and the thing that helps all of us to grow. You're not getting with that. So you will be destroyed because you don't want to go by the divine hierarchy and not your own imagined divine hierarchy, but the divine hierarchy that the Creator has set in place for us. The divine hierarchy is really what keeps everything going and turning and moving. We're not above that. Sorry to inform some of us. Might not like hearing that. We're not above a divine hierarchy. As a matter of fact, we are below that. And verse 8 says, "Their widows are increased to me above the sand of the seas. I have brought upon them against the mother of the young men a spoiler at noonday. I have caused him to fall upon it suddenly, and terrors upon the city. She that has borne seven languish. She has given up the ghost. Her sun is gone down while it was yet day. She has been ashamed and confounded, and the residue of them will I deliver to the sword before their enemies, saith Yah." Woe is me, my mother, that you have borne me a man of strife and a man of contention to the whole earth. I have neither lent on usury, nor men have lent to me on usury. Yet every one of them does curse me. Yah said, Verily, verily it shall be well with your remnant. Verily, I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. Shall iron break the northern iron and the steel? Your substance and your treasures will I give to the spoil without price, and that for all your sins, even in all your borders. And I will make you to pass with your enemies into a land which you know not, for a fire is kindled in my anger, and which shall burn upon you. Everything you have is going to be given to your enemies. Everything that we had was definitely given to our enemies. Everything that we have now, we have to start from scratch to get it. So we didn't have it. We weren't born into it as slaves. Unless it was given to us by the enemy. Period. Everything that you got it from your enemy, your oppressor. The clothes on your back come from your oppressor. The jewelry you wear comes from your oppressor. The money you make comes from your oppressor. The business that you keep comes from your oppressor. Everything that you have, your food that you eat, comes from your oppressor. Your name, all the way down to your name, comes from your oppressor. Where you live, the house you live in, comes from your oppressor. In verse 15, it says, "O Yah, you know, remember me, and visit me, and revenge me of my persecutors, Take me not away in your long suffering. Know that for your sake I have suffered rebuke. Your words were found, and I did eat them. And your word was unto me the joy and rejoicing of my heart. For I am called by your name, O Yah of hosts, creator of hosts. I sat not in the assembly of the mockers, nor rejoiced. I sat alone because of your hand, for you have filled me with indignation. Why is my pain perpetual and my wound incurable, which refuseth to be healed? Will you be altogether unto me as a liar, and as waters that fail? Therefore, thus saith Yah, if you return, then will I bring you again, and you shall stand before me. And if you take forth the precious from the vial, you shall be as my mouth. Let them return unto you, but return you not unto them. Return not you unto them. And I will make you unto this people a fenced brazen wall, and they shall fight against you, but they shall not prevail against you. For I am with you to save you and to deliver you, saith Yah. And I will deliver you out of the hand of the wicked, and I will redeem you out of the hand of the terrible. So the Most High has us to go through all of these things because of the righteous. The Most High wants to test the righteous. The Most High is building the faith of the righteous, because what good or what does it mean to have those who will die anyways suffer? What does it mean? It means nothing if you're not going to turn back to the Creator. It means nothing if you're not going to get with the divine hierarchy. It means nothing that you have to go through suffering. But when you are growing, and when you are gaining understanding and wisdom and knowledge from the Creator, it means everything. It means everything, because this is not the end for the righteous. This is not the end for the remnant. So to go through all of these things means everything. Because they're going to keep going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny. If you're running a race and you have people falling out and they're not making it to the finish line, they're so tired, they don't want to run anymore. Well, they'll be forgotten, because only the winners will be remembered. Those people who don't make it are forgotten, but the people who do are remembered. And to have those people remembered, they have to have trials and tribulations and experiences to fall back on, to reference, to understand better, to gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to grow. You have to be tried. You have to be tested. You have to go through experiences. You have to understand and keep moving forward. Right? have Leviticus, Exodus, Isaiah, Isaiah, Deuteronomy, let's read Jeremiah 30. Let's read Jeremiah 30. And it says in verse 1 of Jeremiah chapter 30, the word that came to Jeremiah from Yah, saying, thus saith, or thus speaketh Yah, Elohim of Israel, write you all the words that I have spoken unto you in a book. So the Most High told man to write in a book. The Most High told man to write in a book. So where's the confusion at when we say, oh, a man wrote that book? Where's this confusion coming from? The Most High told man to write these words, all the words that I have spoken unto you in a book. I mean, if the Creator told me to do that, or if the Creator told you to do that, hopefully we would definitely do it. Write it in a book. That's what we've always done, so that man can understand. For lo, the days come, saith Yah, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yah, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. So sometimes the question comes up, why can't the Most High just reveal the Most High? Why can't the Most High just reveal himself to all of us? And that will happen. That will definitely happen. Mind you, time is different for us. Time is different for us and the Most High. We remember how small we are, right? So time for us is relatively short, right? But it seems like a lifetime for us because it is for us. It's a lifetime, several lifetimes. For the Most High, it's like not long at all. When it comes to us, it's like a flash in the pan. So the Most High revealing the Most High to us, revealing himself, is something that the Most High has actually done fairly quickly. The Most High already revealed himself in the beginning. The Most High shined his light upon Moses as well. And every single time our people were afraid. And they should be. We all should be. The Most High knows that we are afraid when the Most High reveals himself. The Most High just left you to your own devices because that's what you wanted. The Most High let you have your what you think is freedom for a time. It's really captivity. The Most High was being very fair and just. And the Most High is still fair and just, because you say, well, why did God create us anyways for us to suffer? Da, da, da. No one's stopping you from killing yourself. Matter of fact, the Most High is not stopping you from killing yourself. You can kill yourself if you don't want to be here. You can kill yourself. You have the freedom to do that. You even have the freedom to kill others. But just know that there are consequences for your actions. So, yeah, um, the Most High told man to put all of this information in a book so that it's easier for us, for man to digest. It's supposed to be that way for us. Work smarter, right? Think smarter. If it's better for us to gain this knowledge and understanding from a book, we should gain as much as we can before the great revelation, right? The revealing of the Most High, the uncovering. So it says in verse 3, for lo, the days come, saith Yah, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yah, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. Verse 4, and these are the words that Yah spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith Yah, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man does travail with child. Therefore, or wherefore, do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And the Most High tells you time and time again, a remnant will be saved. A remnant. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yah of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off your neck, and will burst your bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him, just like the heathens have done. Serving themselves of the Hebrews, of the slaves. Verse 9 says, but they shall serve Yah, their creator, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. So you're still going to have a man as an intercessor in between you, but this is a part of the divine hierarchy. You're still going to have a human, you're still going to have people that are in higher up places. And there's nothing wrong with that in righteousness. See, the problem with this system that we are in today is that it's run by the wicked. And so it's not fair. But you can't say that this is not what you want when people are just now waking up in 2025. You have been ruled by men since the beginning of time. And no one seemed to have a problem with it until recently. And why do you think that is? It's because it's run in wickedness. It's run in wickedness. So when you take away the patriarchy, because patriarchy is a replica of the divine hierarchy, it's not the true system, it's artificial. When you take that away and you put back in place what was supposed to be, the world balances itself out again. So there's nothing wrong with having people in high places. The problem is when the justice is not spread out, when fairness is not distributed properly. That's when we have problems on the earth, because we're supposed to be living in harmony, in unity, in sync, in balance, in righteousness. So now we have verse 10, therefore fear you not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yah, neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save you from afar, and your seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with you, saith Yah, to save you. Though I make a full end of all nations where I have scattered you, yet I will not make a full end of you. So all of the places of our captivity will end. So being distracted and caught up in what they do in this nation or any nation that we are scattered in is pointless. I mean, we can talk about it because like I said before, we're living in it. It's good to be aware, but to meditate on that is a waste of energy, of a waste of time, and a waste of our energy. And it says, but I will correct you in measure and will not leave you altogether unpunished. Okay. Verse 12, for thus saith Yah, your bruise is incurable and your wound is grievous. There is none to plead your cause, that you may be bound up. You have no healing medicines. All your lovers have forgotten you. They seek you not, for I have wounded you with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of your iniquity, because your sins were increased. So if we have a covenant, right? We have a contract, and the Most High makes an agreement with us, a contract that we have. We can't call God cruel for agreeing to the terms of the contract. If you've ever taken business law, you would understand that you are bound by that contract once you sign it. Right? So you're bound by all of the terms and agreements in that contract. You decided to tether yourself to that entity. So when we signed that contract with the Most High, we agreed that if we did not perform the things that we said we were going to do, we didn't uphold our end of the contract, we were going to suffer the consequences in that contract. We have no problem with this when it comes to man. We have no problem with understanding contracts when it comes to man. But when it comes to the Creator, we have all of these excuses. But this, but that, but oh, you're cruel. Oh, you're God. This, why do we have to go through this and that? You signed a contract. You agreed to that contract. You agreed that if you did not abide by the rules of that contract, the law of that contract, that you would pay the consequences. And the consequences happen to be the curses that were placed on us as a people. But that is hard for us to accept, that we have to take accountability for our lack of loyalty and our lack of honesty. Verse 15 says, "Why cry you for your affliction? Why criest you? Why criest thou for your affliction?" Why are you crying? "Your sorrow is incurable for the multitude of your iniquity, because your sins were increased. I have done these things unto you." And so this is not new. Why cry about it? We already know what we did. Did we forget? I think some of us have. A lot of us have. All of us have. We forgot what we did. And now it's coming back into remembrance, and we don't want to deal with it. In verse 16, it says, "Therefore, all they that devour you shall be devoured, and all your adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil you shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon you will I give for a prey." So in that contract, it also tells us that the Most High would redeem us. Still, after we broke the covenant, the Most High still said, after we suffered the consequences of not upholding our end of the contract, we would still be redeemed. We would still be saved. What are we crying for? Should we be humble? Yes. Should we be ashamed? Yes. But you're crying for what? Because you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Your own foolishness and unwillingness to cooperate and be honest and a man of your word, right? Because you can't really be a man of your word. The Most High's word shall not come back void, but a man of your word, I don't think so. Verse 19 says, I'm on verse 18, verse 17, that's where I am. Okay, "For I will restore health unto you, and I will heal you of your wounds, saith Yah, because they called you an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeks after. Thus saith Yah, Behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded up upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice of them that make merry. And I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small. Their children also shall be as aforetime, and their congregation shall be established before me, and I will punish all that oppress them. Excuse me. And their nobles shall be of themselves, and their governor shall proceed from the midst of them, and I will cause him to draw near, and he shall approach unto me. For who is this that engaged his heart to approach unto me, saith Yah. See, this is a divine hierarchy. This is how a divine hierarchy would be set up. For who is this that engaged his heart to approach unto me? But you have men saying this in this patriarchy, as if they're God, as if they're the creator. This is the creator. This is a divine hierarchy. And a lot of people have it confused. This is not how the earth is supposed to be run. The world is supposed to be run in a divine hierarchy. And ye shall be my people, in verse 22, and I will be your Elohim. Behold, the whirlwind of Yah goes forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. The fierce anger of Yah shall not return until he has done it, and until he has performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it. So we know these are the latter days because everyone's trying to consider things. Everyone's reconsidering. Everyone's talking about the current state of the world. Everyone's aware and woke, as they put it. They know something is off. There's more that hasn't been told. And people are searching for answers. So we are in the latter days. Knowledge has increased. Communication has increased. Even understanding has increased. We're living in a time where the Most High is about to perform the agreement and the contract that we made with the Most High, that we signed and agreed with. We're in a time where it is, because you do realize contracts do have times as well. And this contract's time was posted all throughout the word. And the 400 plus years are up. So we are in the latter days. And now the nation that has enslaved us is in its judgment. So let's go to Genesis 13. And let's talk about the hold on one moment. Mm, it had me all twisted. I have what they call dyslexia, of course. So let's talk about, let's go to Genesis 15 and verse 1. And it says, after these things, the word of Yah came unto Abraham in a vision, because of course the Most High makes his name, makes himself known to man in a vision or even a dream, right? Um, not face to face like Moses anymore. And we all know why. We all know why. For one, we don't deserve it. And two, we are just not on that level of understanding. So the word of Yah came unto Abram in a dream, a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am your shield and your exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Yah Elohim, what will you give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus? So, a legacy, when we talk about a man wanting a legacy, someone to pass down their inheritance to, we're not just talking about bringing children into an evil world. We're talking about distributing our wealth, generational wealth, as we should want to. That makes sense. But see, these days it's become so burdensome to have children, and people have no wealth to spread. So now it's just become a problem, and something has got to give. This is why we should be in a divine hierarchy. And Abram said in verse 3, behold, to me you have given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is my heir. So this is just more than just wanting to bring life into the world. This is about passing down your inheritance. And behold, so you want to keep the divine hierarchy going. You want to keep that system going. It's hard to really understand now because we're not living in true divinity. We're not living in righteousness. We're living on a very low level. And so it's hard for us to understand that and to see that. And behold, the word of Yah came unto him, saying, this shall not be your heir, but he that shall come forth out of your own bowels shall be your heir. You will have a lineage to pass this inheritance down to, this generational wealth, this divine hierarchy. And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if you be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall your seed be. And he believed in the word, and he believed in Yah, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am Yah, that brought you forth, or brought you out of Ur of the Chaldees, to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Yah Elohim, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, take me a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another. But the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. So his obedience caused him to just be in sync with the Creator. Just his obedience alone. He fell into a deep sleep. And in verse 13 it says, "And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that your seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years." Just like we have been afflicted here for 400 years, right? And also that nation whom they shall serve. See, now, when you go back to 1619 and then you come up to 2019, that's 400 years. That's when COVID started in 2019. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. So after the 400 years, as you can see, because it's verse 14, it's after verse 13, after the 400 years, that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. The Most High is judging this nation. And afterward shall they come out with great substance. Right? In verse 15. So that has not happened yet. We're still waiting for this. But it hasn't happened. In verse 15, "And you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come here again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down, it was dark. Behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day, Yah made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto your seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. The Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Cadmonites and the Hittites and the Pezerites and the Rephaims and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Girgashites and the Jebusites." That's all of that land. Right? The Most High is letting us know that we will leave the land of our captivity with great substance. Egypt was 430 years. America, the U.S., was 400 years. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah 31, where the Most High tells us that He's going to deliver us, save us from a people stronger than us. Defeat these people on our own. We already know that. Look how weak we are. We're not even united as a people, let alone structured and in order. So it says, Jeremiah 31 verse 1, "At the same time, saith Yah, will I be the Elohim of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. Thus saith Yah, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness, even Israel, when I went to cause him to rest. Yah has appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn you. Again, I will build you, and you shall be built, O Virgin of Israel. You shall again be adorned with your tabrets, and shall go forth in the dances of them that make merry. Hold on. Okay. And the dances of them that make merry. You, in verse 5, shall yet plant vines upon the mountains of Samaria. The planters shall plant and shall eat them as common things. For there shall be a day that the watchman upon the Mount Ephraim shall cry, Arise ye, and let us go up to Zion unto Yah our Creator. For thus saith Yah, Sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Yah, save your people, the remnant of Israel. Behold, I will bring them from the north country, and gather them from the coasts of the earth, and with them the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return here. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Verse 10 says, Hear the word of Yah, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him, as a shepherd does his flock. And just to go back to verse 9, when the Most High tells us, For I am a father to Israel, is so symbolic, because when you really think about all of the fatherless households in our community as Black people, as Hebrew Israelites, we are the number one nation. We are notorious for fatherless households. Are we? We're notorious for that. We're known for that. Is our MO. You see a Black person, you automatically assume they probably grew up in a household with no father. That's a sign that's been put on us. That's a mark. Most of these households around the world, these nations, are not known for that. The fathers usually stay in the household, whether they chose to or not. They usually stay in the household, some way, shape, or form. It's a new thing for these other nations to catch up to us in that respect, in that aspect, in that way. Like, they have never had that sign on them as a collective. That's always been us in the fatherless household. And so the Most High tells us in verse 9, For I am a father to Israel. Means a lot. While you're asking them where their daddy is. Where's your daddy? Where is your father? Right? Verse 10, Hear the word of Yah, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd does his flock. Verse 11, For Yah has redeemed Jacob, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. There it is. We were saved from a nation stronger than us. And we all know that America and all of these nations that have us in captivity are stronger than us. All of them. And we made sure of that. They would be stronger than us when we broke our contract, our covenant with the Creator. Therefore, they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of Yah. And for wine, for wheat, and for wine, and for oil, and for the young of the flock and of the herd, and their soul shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all. Then shall the virgin rejoice in the dance, both young men and old together. For I will turn their mourning into joy, and will comfort them and make them rejoice from their sorrow. So, after we get done hating ourselves and feeling bad about ourselves and feeling ashamed, the Most High will comfort us, turn our mourning into joy, and make them rejoice from their sorrow. I will satiate the soul of the priests with fatness, and my people shall be satisfied with my goodness, saith the Creator. Thus saith Yah, a voice was heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rahel weeping for her children, refused to be comforted for her children because they were not. Thus saith Yah, refrain your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for your work shall be rewarded, saith Yah, and they shall come again from the land of the enemy. And there is hope in your end, saith Yah, that your children shall come again to their own border. I have surely heard Ephraim bemoaning himself thus, you have chastised me, and I was chastised as a bullock unaccustomed to the yoke. Turn you me, and I shall be turned, for you are Yah, my Creator. Surely after that I was turned, I repented, and after that I was instructed. I smote upon my thigh, I was ashamed, yea, even confounded, because I did bear the reproach of my youth. Is Ephraim my dear son? Is he a pleasant child? For since I spake against him, I do earnestly remember him still. Therefore my bowels are troubled for him. I will surely have mercy upon him, saith Yah. Set you up waymarks, make you high heaps, set your heart toward the highway, even the way which you went. Turn again, O Virgin of Israel, turn again to these your cities. How long will you go about, O you backsliding daughter? For Yah has created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man, or compass a man. Thus saith Yah of hosts, the Creator of Israel. As yet they shall use this speech in the land of Judah, and in the cities thereof, when I shall bring again their captivity. Yah bless you, O habitation of justice, and mountain of holiness. So the Most High tells us that this is not just a patriarchy. The Most High is bringing a new thing in the earth. And you have to deal, just like all the changes that we're having to deal with, climate change, right? Power shift in the earth, pollution, destruction, war, famine, evil, transitioning into righteousness. The Most High is letting you know that the patriarchy is not natural. This the Most High is bringing a new thing. The Most High has created a new thing in the earth. The Most High created this. A woman shall compass a man. A woman shall compass a man. That means that the power is not just in the patriarchy. This is a divine hierarchy being established in the earth. It's not about gender. It's not about race. It's a hierarchy, a divine hierarchy. In verse 28, thus saith Yah of hosts, the creator of Israel, as yet they shall use this speech in the land of Judah and in the cities thereof, when I shall bring again their captivity. Yah bless you, O habitation of justice and mountain of holiness. Verse 24, and there shall dwell in Judah itself, and in all the cities thereof, together husbandmen and they that go forth with the flocks. Right? Verse 25, for I have satiated the weary soul, and I have replenished every sorrowful soul. Upon this I awaked, and beheld, and my sleep was sweet unto me. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast. Now, let's go to, I'll check something out really quick. The Most High tells us, if I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world is mine and the fullness thereof. But it doesn't say anything about sleeping. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not neither slumber nor sleep. He will not suffer your foot to be moved. That he keepeth, hold on one moment. All right. I'm reading some verses about, okay, my help comes from Yah, which made heaven and earth. This is Psalm 121, 2 through 4. Verse 4 says, behold, he that keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Then we go to Jeremiah, and it says in verse 26, Upon this I awaked and beheld, and my sleep was sweet unto me. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of beast. Verse 28, And it shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them to pluck up and to break down and to throw down and to destroy and to afflict, so will I watch over them to build and to plant, saith Yah. Verse 29, In those days they shall no more say, or they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten a sour grape, and the children's teeth are set on edge. But every one shall die for his own iniquity. Every man that eats the sour grape, his teeth shall be set on edge. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Here's the new covenant. Not according to the covenant that I made with your fathers, with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yah. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith Yah, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their Elohim, their creator, their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know Yah, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith Yah. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Thus saith Yah, which gives the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divides the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yah of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from me, from before me, saith Yah, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus saith Yah, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all of the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith Yah. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, that the city shall be built to the Most High from the tower of Haniel unto the gate of the corner, and the measuring line shall yet go forth over against it upon the hill Gareb, and shall compass about to Goath. And the whole valley of the dead bodies, and of the ashes, and all the fields unto the brook of Kidron, unto the corner of the horse gate toward the east, shall be holy unto Yah. It shall not be plucked up nor thrown down any more forever. So we know that this is the very beginning of the new kingdom, the fifth kingdom. This happens after the end of all of the nations who enslaved the Hebrew Israelites. This has not happened yet. And this is why they continue trying to search the oceans and the seas, going out in the heavens, measuring things that they can't truly measure. It's because they want our people to be cut off. But the Most High is letting you know that that's not possible. And the Most High didn't make a covenant with those men that do these things against the nation of Israel. The Most High did not make a covenant with them to redeem them, to save them because they don't need to be saved from anything. They're falling because of themselves. That's very obvious when you look at who they elect to be their leaders. They fall because of themselves. We fall because of ourselves and because of others and because of the Most High and because of the contract, the agreement that we made. So we're the ones who need to be saved. That's really obvious. Bible study. Hopefully the Most High blessed me with another day to do another Bible study, and we can discuss more things about our nation and everything that's happening in the world and will happen, and the truth. Thank you for listening and hearing my voice. I will see you on another episode next time on the Truth and Power podcast. Peace.